Zoe TV.
The old treasure map in Zoe's backpack suddenly started glowing bright blue, and before he could blink twice, a swirling tornado of sparkly sand lifted him right off the ground. Round and round he spun, faster than a washing machine, until everything went whoosh and he landed with a soft thump on the most colorful sand he had ever seen.
Wow!
This wasn't ordinary sand at all. It was made of tiny crushed gemstones that sparkled like millions of disco balls under the bright sunshine. Purple palm trees swayed in the ocean breeze, their leaves making tinkling sounds like wind chimes. The ocean nearby was cotton candy pink, with waves that bubbled and fizzed like giant soda pop. Zoe looked around and realized he had no idea where he was. The glowing map in his hands showed a big island shaped like a smiling face, with different colored sections that looked like puzzle pieces. A red section with tiny volcano drawings, a blue section covered in wavy lines, a green section full of tree symbols, and a golden section right in the middle with a big star. The sand beneath his feet started to move and wiggle, forming tiny arrows that pointed toward the green section. Zoe decided to follow them, stepping carefully from one sparkling arrow to the next. As he walked, the arrows began to glow brighter, and soon they were shooting up into the air like colorful fireworks, creating a magical pathway through the sky. Following the floating arrows, Zoe found himself in a jungle where everything was upside down and backwards. The tree roots grew up toward the sky like twisted party streamers, while the green leaves and branches grew down into the ground like underground tunnels. Hanging fruits looked like glowing lanterns, and when the wind blew through them, they played beautiful music like a giant outdoor orchestra.
That is so cute!
Strange and wonderful creatures lived in this topsy-turvy jungle. Monkeys with butterfly wings fluttered from root to root, chattering in voices that sounded like tiny bells. Parrots with rainbow fur instead of feathers rolled around on the ground like colorful tumbleweeds, leaving trails of glittery dust wherever they went.
That is unbelievable!
The map in Zoe's hands began to change, showing new paths appearing and disappearing like a living puzzle. He followed a trail made of glowing mushrooms that popped up one by one, each one playing a different musical note as he stepped on it. Soon he was playing a happy tune with his footsteps, dancing and hopping from mushroom to mushroom through the magical forest. The mushroom path led him to the blue section of the island, where everything was made of water, but somehow he could walk on it. The ground was like thick, bouncy jello that rippled with every step. Fish swam through the air above his head, blowing bubbles that turned into tiny hot air balloons carrying messages written in sea foam. In this watery wonderland, Zoe discovered floating islands made of coral that changed colors every few seconds. Each island had different treasures. One was covered in seashells that sang lullabies, another was home to dancing seahorses that painted pictures with their tails, and the biggest island had a lighthouse made entirely of pearls that lit up the whole area with soft, dreamy light.
Beautiful!
The magical map now showed him a bridge made of hardened rainbow that stretched from the blue section to the red section. As Zoe walked across the rainbow bridge, he could feel the temperature getting warmer and warmer. Soon he was in a land where friendly volcanoes puffed out colorful smoke that smelled like fresh-baked cookies and warm apple pie. The red section wasn't scary at all. It was like being inside a giant oven where everything was cozy and warm. The volcanoes weren't dangerous. They were like big stone chimneys that made the most beautiful fireworks displays.
Look at that!
Red and orange flowers grew everywhere, their petals warm to the touch and glowing like tiny campfires. Even the rocks were friendly, rolling around and bumping into each other playfully like puppies made of smooth, warm stone. Zoe found caves filled with crystals that hummed gentle songs, and hot springs where the water was the perfect temperature for soaking tired feet. Steam from the springs rose up and formed pictures in the air: castles, dragons, spaceships, and other amazing shapes that changed and danced before dissolving back into invisible air. Following the map's guidance, Zoe climbed to the highest volcano, which turned out to be hollow inside like a giant bowl.
Impressive!
At the bottom was a spiral slide made of smooth obsidian that sparkled like black diamonds. He slid down, laughing as colorful sparks flew up around him like celebration confetti. The slide delivered him right to the golden section in the center of the island. Here, everything was made of different shades of gold, from pale butter yellow to deep sunset orange. Golden grass waved in the breeze, golden trees grew golden fruits that tasted like honey and sunshine, and golden butterflies danced in the warm golden light. In the very center of this golden paradise stood a magnificent golden tree with a hollow trunk. Inside the trunk was a spiral staircase that seemed to go on forever, both up and down at the same time. Zoe climbed the stairs, and with each step, he could see more of the amazing island spread out below him like a living painting. At the top of the golden tree, Zoe found something incredible, a bird's nest made of woven sunbeams, and sitting in the nest was another glowing map.
See you tomorrow!